All right, I'm here with Christy Hedgpeth, about to be inducted into the Guilford County Sports Hall of Fame. We're right near the wall where the class of 2025 inductees are commemorated right behind us here. Just how does it feel to be in this exclusive club now?
It's truly an honor. Having grown up here and knowing the history of great athletes and great sports performances in this county, in this region, to be inducted along with so many other really deserving athletes is a true honor. And to be here and have my family and friends and coaches here with me to celebrate means the world.
I know a standout at Westchester Country Day, went on to play basketball at Stanford. I mean, just in terms of this idea of coming back home, receiving this award, I mean, how does that set in for you, I guess?
I think it would be so much of your childhood and the people that raise you really set you on your course for life, and to come back and having been in different parts of the country, coming back here and seeing my friends, my family, my coaches, and to really celebrate with them is incredibly meaningful because they really shaped who I am, and it gives me a chance to thank them.
I know that obviously this area has such a strong basketball tradition, and
Yes.
the amount of excellent players that have come through this area. And I mean, just what does that mean to you to be recognized as being, at that highest level of all the great ones, so to speak?
You talk about basketball. Basketball has always been my first love, and being from North Carolina, it is a basketball-rich state with a lot of tradition, men's and women's basketball at all levels. And basketball has given me so much in my life, so many opportunities, my college education, professional experiences, and lifelong relationships. It's the kind of honor that goes a long, long way when you think about what it has given to me in my life. Yeah.
For you, I mean, going to Westchester, I mean, what were the biggest things you felt like you learned at Westchester
Yeah.
that, kind of made you who you became, so to speak?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I would say a lot about really just being a complete person, a whole person, focused on academics, on athletics, but also at least striving to be a good person, a good citizen. And that was the kind of place that Westchester was, really producing leaders in the community, leaders in the world at large. And we had some incredible coaches and teachers that poured a lot into us, and have so many of my classmates and teammates here, and just it's so meaningful that they're here as well.
Would you be open to sharing, some of the people that are here in your support group tonight?
Yes. So a lot of my teammates in basketball, teammates in tennis and volleyball, my AAU coach from the Greensboro Emeralds, Randy Doss, my tennis coach growing up, Herb Bullock, and his wife Cheryl. And unfortunately, my high school basketball coach's mother passed away, and so she couldn't be here, but she was going to be here.
All right,
Yeah.
so at least you know that you have that support
Oh, yeah.
and that voice of support there. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know playing at Stanford, I mean, a pretty high level program.
Yeah.
For those that maybe didn't keep track of what you did, leaving home, so to speak, I mean, just how would you summarize your post-Westchester career, kind of what you ended up doing after that?
Oh gosh, at a high level, I was fortunate enough to be recruited by Stanford to play basketball there, and Tara Vanderveer, legendary coach, and we went to a couple Final Fours, won the national championship in 1992, and then I went on to help found a women's pro league that preceded the WNBA, and I played in that league as well, called the ABL. I played out in Seattle, and then went to business school, and ultimately I've had different business roles, like at places like Under Armour. And then I was also at the NBA, and also within the NBA, I was at the WNBA where I was the COO. And so now I'm in college sports, doing marketing and sponsorships, and have been just super fortunate to get to make sports my career. So I've been really lucky.
There you go. I know you mentioned your involvement in pro basketball, and women's basketball has grown so much. I mean, just what are your thoughts on the state of women's basketball
Oh, yeah.
and,
Yeah.
the
Great
way
question.
that, pro basketball has evolved, grown, etc.?
Yes, I am thrilled at the state of women's basketball, both at the college level and at the professional level. I think I always knew that it was a great product, great players, great people. And you had a lot of women's basketball fans, but the general sports fan just hadn't discovered and hadn't come to appreciate women's basketball yet. And I think for a lot of reasons, what you've seen today is even 2 years ago, the attendance, as you may know, or the viewership at the women's Final Four, the championship game, was higher than the men's, and there's obviously a lot of attention on the WNBA now, and women deserve that, and the sports community deserves that, because we've got a lot of incredible players and a lot of incredible talent, and to me, sports brings people together. So having women's sports be more kind of part and parcel of our sports landscape is nothing but a great thing.
I know you mentioned your role, working kind of, I don't want to say behind the scenes, but, kind of that role of the marketing, the other things that maybe people don't think about. I mean, just how would you describe kind of what has worked in terms of the growth of the game, kind of getting those eyeballs exposing that maybe people don't think about?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that we did when I was at the WNBA and really starting to grow that league to a new level was to highlight the multidimensionality of the players. So things like their fashion, right? What is it, that they're wearing to the game? That brings fans in, right? Highlighting who they are as people, getting them more on social media, getting them more sponsorships, just to show kind of who they are, talking about various content. What are their interests? What are their hobbies? And so I think it's just dimensionalizing the players. Obviously, the core of it is what they do on the court, but people are interested in athletes as people, and so I think highlighting who they are as people has been a huge reason and a way to bring more fans into the game.
What do you think were maybe your biggest effective strategies in terms of making those players relatable to the fans that you described earlier, that maybe a quote general sports fan that maybe is not necessarily a niche women's basketball fan, but kind of that outside that you were able to bring in, I guess I'll call them?
I believe that one of the biggest challenges was just the coverage, and that not getting the same TV deals, not getting the same local sports coverage, not getting the same sponsorship opportunities. So I think it's a little bit of a chicken and egg thing to some extent, but I really think that people being exposed to the game and how great it is, the caliber of play, the quality of play, and then I think people have discovered how fantastic it really is, and I think it's been about other people and the broader ecosystem making that possible, and then you bring in more fans, and then they create that demand because they're like, wow, this is great.
I guess for you, people might be wondering, obviously you had the career yourself and all that. Would you be open to sharing what you're doing now? Kind of where are they now, so to speak?
Sure. Yeah, so I'm the president of a division of a company called Playfly Sports, which is a B2B, business-to-business company. So most people haven't heard of it. But we partner with college athletic departments who really need to generate revenue now more than ever with all